Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're live.
That's where I go to abduct children.
He does. He goes to Bounce It Up all the time. I think he's banned from there, I thought, though.
Mm-hmm. Cops are looking for me.
How
Not
is
that
it?
I'm bragging.
Do you typically go to lunches at Bounce It Up and little...
I go to Bounces outside of Bounce It Up.
What's that other one that's popular? It used to be Showbiz Pizza back in the day.
Give me a location.
Now it's got like a rat and everything.
Oh, you're talking
Chuck
about
E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese.
When was that ever Showbiz Pizza?
It was way back.
Really?
Way back.
No. I go hang out with one of those outside one of those Little Caesars, rip off of Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah, the what the hell are those called? The Little Caesars.
It's like
Play Place.
Yeah,
Play Castle.
Like something all that special.
Well, yeah, with Showbiz Pizza, they never actually even changed the song. It was Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid. And then it was just Chuck E. Cheese. It just changed the name. It's just easier.
I had no idea. You just rocked my world.
I know, probably to the core, to the anal core.
It's true. I mean, I've never been to either one of those places, but damn, you were correct.
So what's up, Mike? What the hell's been happening? We skipped last week because your phone was not working anymore.
Yeah, I had dropped my phone a whole 1.5 feet, managed to break the LCD screen behind the glass without scratching the glass, which destroyed the phone.
Yeah.
And it took me a couple days to get it replaced. And over that period of time, since I have no human memory, if I don't get reminded of things, I just forget.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I forgot. And you had no way to contact me.
Not a single way to contact.
I mean, actually, plenty of ways, but still,
Yeah, I mean, there was Facebook, the internet, tons of shit.
But told my sister. I mean, any number of
it.
ways you could have gone with this, but it's all right. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood.
These things happen. Little technical difficulties.
Little bit. Yeah. Anything? Let's see. What's been happening? What's happening this week? MMA. Go.
Oh. Big
news.
Fucking nudes. Did I say nudes?
Nudes? I know where your mind is at, you Freudian slipping motherfucker.
I'm sorry. I was just reading about Terry Cruz's porn addiction.
Let's talk about that before the MMA. Okay. That's even better.
Apparently, Terry Crews had a severe porn addiction that he went to rehab for. He just revealed it.
So people who don't know who Terry Crews is,
he's the fucking best. That's who he is.
He's the fucking best.
Former
NFL player. I knew him from the hit show Battle Dome back in the day, where he played a character called T-Money.
T-Money!
And, man, I miss Battle Dome. It was like American Gladiators, like, times 10. Like,
yeah, it was so much better.
People would get legitimately fucked up in that show.
Yeah. No one cared. It was on UPN.
It was on UPN. It was basically a ripoff of American Gladiators.
Not basically. It was a clear ripoff of American Gladiators.
Yeah, a little more violent.
Yeah, and they put a lot more into, I think, the personality of the actual gladiators, because in American Gladiators, they were just basically nameless, faceless people.
Nameless goons.
Yeah.
Laser, phaser.
I mean, they had names, but no one gave a shit. It was all about just running through the actual obstacles and trying to get past them.
Even the new one that Hulk Hogan did.
Yes, in Battle Dome, though, they put a lot of emphasis on creating the characters that were participating in it. And oftentimes, it did take a lot more from wrestling than possibly even American Gladiators, because they had a lot of it that did not focus at all about any contestants, about them fighting each other half the time.
Yeah.
They had a lot of storylines that went nowhere, and it was...
Yeah, they kind of made it like a little professional wrestling kind of, where they had like big entrances and characters, you're right, and then like drama behind the scenes that didn't have anything really to do with anything.
Which, when they brought American Gladiators back in like the mid to late 2000s, they actually took some lessons from that, and they did a much better job about branding several of the gladiators.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to watch any of those.
It was actually pretty good, because I got really into those obstacle style shows at that point.
Yeah.
So that coming out just kind of hit at the perfect time for me. And that's actually where Gina Carano, she left MMA to be one of the gladiators on there.
I do remember that part.
Then went back to MMA for a minute before going off to acting.
Yeah, and then that show was off the air pretty.
I think it went 2 seasons.
Two seasons,
maybe 3, but I think it was only 2.
Yeah, which sucks. Those are good shows. I always like shows.
And the
like
thing
that.
I liked is that the people that won at the end, because they had there was kind of a tournament style thing. It was a lot more interesting than the original American Gladiators. And the people that won at the end, both a man and a woman, they got to become American Gladiators the next season
with a high dose of steroids.
One could only hope.
So Terry Crews was one of the guys from them. He was also on that show. I think I Hate Chris. Was it?
Come on now. Everybody hates
Everybody hates Chris. Sorry.
He played the father.
Some shit
and
like
currently,
that.
what is he on?
Oh, fuck if I know. I don't watch any
Brooklyn
TV.
Nine-Nine.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The show won an Emmy, which was very surprising. It's so good.
I didn't even know that show was on. That's how out of the loop I was.
Good. It is hilarious.
If you would have told me, if you would have asked me if I watched that show or anything about it, I just now have learned that it's existed. I knew nothing of it before.
Oh, it's very good. He does a great job on it. I'm a huge Terry Crews fan.
Yeah, he's a very funny guy. He was funny on a lot of things.
Oh, he's funny on everything. That guy's hilarious.
And okay, so he's got what, a porn addiction now?
Or at
you
least
say?
had it. He went to rehab for it. I guess he was just porn all day and night. Stopped thinking about people as people. Everyone became things to be used or some crap like that. I don't know. I only partially read the article.
Do you believe in a porn addiction?
I believe you can become addicted to anything psychologically.
Sure.
So I don't see why not. I mean, if you can get addicted to gambling, why can't you get addicted to porn?
Well, the reason I say, I find it weird because it's one of those things that I think is hard to determine if porn is an addiction in some cases.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
Oh.
So, you have a significant other who absolutely hates the fact that porn exists. That anyone would... God, how could anyone even watch that kind of trash?
Dana.
Yeah, DeCarlo.
Ugh.
But and then their husband gets caught, whacking it to porn, and then all of a sudden it's an addiction. I think it's very rare that there's an addiction to porn. Again, it's also Terry fucking Crews. Like, it seems to me like this is a guy who's in Hollywood. He's obviously in good shape. He could probably get a bunch of chicks.
I would assume yes. Good.
Why the
funny
porn route?
I think because he probably had because the way he put it, I love that one quote they had from him where it's like, yeah, a lot of people say porn addiction isn't real, but if day turns into night and you're still watching it, you probably got a problem. He said, I was that guy.
Yeah, but I don't get how you become that guy when you're Terry Crews. I get it when you're Tim Steckel. It makes perfect sense.
No. It doesn't make sense when you're you. Not at all.
Well,
when you're me,
we're regular people.
Yeah.
We don't have the access that Terry Crews. Everybody knows Terry Crews. They don't all know us.
But maybe that was the problem. Maybe he didn't want to get into any weird situations with fans and stuff like that. So maybe that isolated him.
Maybe he didn't want to bang other. I don't know if he's married. Did he say he was married?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe he didn't want to stray outside the marriage, and maybe this was his one escape, his one outlet.
And it kind of took hold, it became a little
much. It
much.
did take hold. Morning and night, and he's still watching the porn.
Well, that doesn't mean he's jerking off the whole time, he's just watching.
He's just watching it. He's slapping a flaccid dick between his legs.
No. He's watching it silently in a room, sipping a little cognac, and occasionally just going,
a classy affair. Slowly clapping to himself, much like when people clap at the movies to no one, letting the movie theater know they did a very good job.
Woo, yay, Star Wars, we love you.
People do that. I never understood it.
It upsets me.
Does it?
Does
it
upset.
makes you angry?
Well, you've seen me at theaters. You know I'm angry.
I know. I just
I
didn't
get angry
know
about only the most nonsensical of things. Like, generally things that are real problems, I just don't really care all that much about. And then, just the most
minor annoyances.
Yeah, minor annoyances are what gets me. People driving too slow in hazardous conditions, which in reality shouldn't annoy me because they are actually being much safer than me.
They're being safe.
Yet it does.
Well, that's okay. Everybody's got their things.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess maybe. I'm a big traffic person. I lose my shit in traffic all the fucking time.
Yeah, but getting back to porn addiction before we get too far off.
Oh, yeah.
Like any drug, it's all about activating chemicals in the brain. If you're getting that from something visual, like porn or gambling or whatever else, then it has the same ability to become chemically addicted as anything else.
Panty sniffing?
No, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not addiction. You're just a creep.
All right, well, I got that. Speaking of that, do you have anything to follow up on porn addiction before I go to panty addiction?
No.
Okay. It's time for one of those stories. So we're going to leave the name and places and all that shit of people out of this one so nobody gets fucked up or weirded out over the situation. But, Mike, I've told you this story.
Probably. Oh, yeah, okay, I know the story. Go on.
So, in my younger years, we had a neighbor, and they would go out of town, and we would have to watch their pets when they went out of town.
You probably shouldn't have said it was you.
Well, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't the one who did the deed.
I know who did.
Yeah. So, I had this friend, and basically the job is simple: go in, feed the pets. Get the fuck out of there a couple times a day. I think morning and night. So the one time, it's evening time, and I got to feed the pets, and I have a friend of mine over.
It's not me, by the way.
It is not my...
Yes. I just want to stress this because that's what people are going to think. The one or two people that watch this. Not me. I did not know him at this time.
So this is all my fault, by the way, because I am the responsible party. I'm the one who's been entrusted to feed the pets and
never been responsible
and to watch over the house and all that good stuff. So I ask my friend who is with me. We're hanging out at the time. Dude, I got to do this one thing. I got to go feed these guys pets. You want to come with me real quick? Big mistake. Don't ever do that. I let a stranger into another stranger's house. It shouldn't have happened. But I get in there. I'm feeding the pets. Before I know it, poof, he's gone. He's in the house somewhere. And this is not normal behavior, so I'm I'm calling his name out. Hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Silence. He's just in this house. So I'm hurrying up, getting the food out for these damn animals. And I get the pets fed. And I go upstairs to look for him. And I'm looking in every room. Not there. Not there, not there. Finally, I go into a room of their daughters, and he has the drawer open and has his nose buried in a pile of panties.
First of all, if they're in the drawer, that means they're clean. So all he's smelling is fabric softener. It's like smelling a shirt at that point.
It makes
I assume it was just
no
a psychological knowledge of where those go. But go on.
It had to be. So I ask him, I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He looks at me like I'm the fucking crazy one here.
I'm sniffing panties, dude. What the fuck you doing?
Exactly. He gave me that look of, how have you not been doing this? Isn't this what you're supposed to do when you go into a stranger's house?
Isn't this why you said yes? Feed the dogs, water the plants, sniff the panties.
Sniff the panties, get him.
Go home. It's normal, dude.
But yeah, so I'm like, no, dude. I was like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Like, how do I know? What they have one of those nanny cams and all of a sudden you're fucking live in living color sniffing fucking panties. Yeah. And so I was paranoid about that shit for I don't know, 2 or 3 months afterwards. I'm like, just every knock on the door, I'm anticipating it being the neighbor saying, we went through the film footage when we were gone on vacation, and you let this guy in, and he's in my daughter's underwear drawer, and he's sniffing, and
God only knows what else.
Yeah, he was
thank
God he didn't have his hands down his pants when I first went in there. I would have probably.
Yeah, he's probably just rubbing against the dresser,
grinding against it, grinding his swollen purple mushroom head against the dresser. You sick fucking bastard! Got zipper burn on his balls. Just a bad fucking sight when you know who you are, sir.
We both know who you are, by the way. He's told me.
Yeah, it was.
And I hope you're listening. And I hope you have the ability to feel shame.
So yeah, certainly people can be addicted. And it was so weird to me.
I don't think it was an addiction. I think that guy would. I think
It was
an addiction, just something you want to do.
It was out of the fucking blue. Like, it was one of those things. It was like he was gone within 2 fucking seconds of me walking in the
impulse
door.
control issues.
It was pretty unreal, but no shame in it. He owned it. He was proud about it, and like I
he's
said,
here. He's probably not queer. Get used to it.
So I that poor girl came home and put her panties on, not knowing they were buried in some goofy bastard's nose about
on his
3 days earlier.
Face, covering his zit cream now.
Yeah, very disturbing. But
yeah, two of my classy friends.
Very classy. As you know, I hang out with just the utmost of society's best and brightest. Ever had any weird friend experiences like that where you're totally out of left field, just shocked at like, oh my God, I did not know this person was this way?
Yeah, I've had a few of those. I remember I went to Canada with Nelson and some people, and it turned out one of them was super racist, and I had no idea until like we're literally sitting in the middle of a pizza shop. Mind you, with we're in Canada, so okay, I guess it's mostly white people. Just starts throwing the N-word around very casually in open conversation, and not in like a funny way, like in a very derogatory way.
Clearly a racist way. You're like, wow, this guy's
yeah. And I'm
racist.
talking, he's putting a hard R on the end of that.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, I've known this guy for a long time. I would have never suspected. He did not seem like the type.
Yeah,
that was like really uncomfortable.
Well, you'll know people like that all the time. Like I meet black people, I meet white people, all kinds of people that you can tell they're racist, but they're racist from the get. Like, it's not like, it's like, oh, the first time I meet them, oh, wow, okay, I did not know this person was a racist, but they're definitely a racist.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever been surprised by, like after, many times, like, oh, fuck, you're a racist. How did I not pick up on this before?
Yeah, because it never came through. But then it's just like, bam, in your face. Like,
were you guys drinking?
No.
Oh, so you couldn't even blame it on the alcohol.
No. I mean, nothing. I mean, that was, I think, possibly before I started drinking. No. Maybe it was shortly after I started drinking. I don't know. I think it was a little bit before.
Okay.
Because I had no money at the time. So that makes me think that was before I knew Steve and before I was a drunk. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Just out of nowhere.
Did anybody speak up? Did anybody say, hey, dude, we're in public, man. Like, you're getting a little fucking out of control here.
No, because the other two people I was with seemed very cool with it. I mean, they weren't joining in or anything. They were just like...
They were just kind of tolerating. And
I only knew Nelson, so I was just like, okay.
You still see those people or no?
No.
Long in the past.
Well, I know who they are, so...
Oh, you guys are known. We could call you out at any minute now.
Any minute. I doubt they'd care. Yeah, God, other than that... I'm trying to think. You remember a certain stuttering friend I used to have?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, one time in middle school, we're going to Cedar Point, and so I spent the night at his house because we're going with like a church group or something.
Okay.
And he was super into wrestling.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no. He got very aggressive with his wrestling. Like, I got scared, and not like physical scared. Like,
thought it was the NCAA.
Yeah, I wish it's. I'm not gonna lie. Things got a little gropey. I became kind of uncomfortable.
So So you guys are wrestling.
Oh yeah, well, don't forget, especially at that time, he was much bigger and stronger than me. I mean, there was no real comparison. I was super weak at the time, and he was not. He was a pretty.
Yeah, he was always. I know the guy you're talking about. He was always a pretty built guy.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes that was like an adult back in the day.
Yeah, like he just had like a very thick bone structure. So he was just really well built, and he was strong from a very early age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, he threw me around like I was nothing. And he was super into wrestling. I fucking hated wrestling because he was into pro wrestling and everything.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, long past the point of it being fun, he kept doing it. And then, like I said, it got a little gropey. I'm like, and then I went and hung out upstairs with like his parents.
He had to calm it down. He had to.
Also, it's because it wasn't
take a
that
cold
long
shower.
after. He's like, "Hey man, want to come over and watch some?" No, I was just hanging out at his house. He's like, "Hey, let's go to my dad's room and look at some of his porn." So we're looking through like some of his stuff. He goes, "Hey, look, a video." He pops a video and it's just like a big old dick on the screen. That was the first time like
a big old veiny
like
dick right in your face.
Well, I was in like 8th grade at the time, so I'm like, I'm not comfortable watching this with you. And I just left. I just got up and left his house. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. This is it. I'm done.
I know exactly what you mean.
Thank you.
The same person that was sniffing panties. Also, his dad had he worked for a cable company, and they got like all the cable channels, like even all the dirty ones. And he used to always watch the Spice TV. But what was always fucking weird is he would just start, like, jerking it. Like, we'd be watching TV, and he would just start jerking his dick, like, right in the middle of the fucking
your friend or the dad?
Not my friend. Not the dad. Not the dad.
Like, okay, I think this might have been a little bit weirder than you thought.
Yeah, a lot weirder. But no, he would just start just beating off, like, right there in front of everybody. Like, his brother in the room, like, he didn't give a fuck. Like, it was his time. He was just going to start jerking it.
That is super weird.
Very weird. Very weird. But, yeah, I was just about to say that I don't think I ever had an issue like that with a friend that just kind of turns super gay on you, but I did. I completely forgot about it, but
well,
I did.
I can think of one other situation that you went through that got super gay on you.
That may be the one that I'm talking about.
I think it may have been actually because.
So I'm down with this particular friend's house, showing me something on the computer. I don't remember what the fuck it was he was trying to show me, but all of a sudden he pulls up this porn site. And it's a bunch of chicks. Don't get me wrong. So I'm like, all right, I'm digging it. I'm not opposed to watching a little bit of porn with people, but all of a sudden he pops his dick out, like next to me. We're sitting in computer chairs, and he's next to me, and his dick comes out, and he's just like,
was it?
He's got a. He had actually pretty nice dick. If you could choose dicks, it was a good dick to have.
Oh, good for him.
Good for him.
Like
God
I
bless him.
know the kid in question, so glad he got something.
Yeah,
going
he's got a nice looking dick. As a straight man, I can appreciate.
Yeah, naturally, of course, no homo.
Anyways, he has like a stranglehold on this thing. Like you almost want to
that
be.
Makes me uncomfortable.
You,
too.
Exactly. You almost want to be like, dude, ease up the grip.
Come, it's your friend, man.
You don't gotta hold him that hard. He ain't gonna get away. but yeah, he starts like slapping the thing on the fucking desk. And at this point, I'm like, I've known him for a really long time, so I'm not like freaked out like some crazy shit's gonna go down. But at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? So yeah, he literally starts slapping his dick on the desk. Anyways, long story short, it ends with him chasing me around the basement with his dick. And needless to say, I didn't hang out with him very much after that. That was kind of the capper on our friendship at the time. But that's what happens.
Yeah, I remember I met that guy. He got kind of arrogant too.
Yeah, he was kind of.
Well, I guess you'd have to be pretty arrogant just to whip your dick out.
You gotta think. You gotta know you're the stud shit to just sit down and whip your dick out.
Not at all.
No, but it's all
lonely.
As they say, it's all in the confidence.
Yeah, and that guy had it. I will give him that.
Confidence.
Yeah.
So if I just whip, the chances people take is downright fucking comical. I'm just gonna whip this fucking monster out And
Let's see
whatever
what
happens. I have reached a point where I don't care anymore. I'm just whipping it out, and I'm willing to take the chance that this guy may never speak to me again.
Well, see, then the odd part was when he whipped down, I go, hey, baby, I know it's beautiful, but I'm bringing it out to breathe.
Great fucking movie, Requiem
you.
for a Dream,
Thank
what
you.
he's quoting there.
I guess you'd be the Jennifer Connelly in this situation.
I would certainly have been the Jennifer Connelly in this situation. Luckily, he didn't have anything that I wanted, so
So Richie wasn't going ass to ass.
he wasn't saying ass to ass. There was
Waving
no crazy
money.
shit, but yeah, it definitely goes in like probably the top 10 awkward moments that I've ever had to deal with, and it's up there.
I
You know what? It may
assume
be in
it'd
like
be
the
like-
top 2 awkward
I was going to
moments.
say, you have 9 moments more awkward than your friend pulling his dick out and chasing you around with it when you guys were relatively young, but still old enough for that to be super weird.
Yeah, I've had a couple weird ones on top of that. I'm not gonna lie, but those are ones that kind of resonate. Like,
All my weird ones pretty much involve you.
do they?
Pretty much.
Shit! What one?
Oh, I've even announced several of them on the show.
Oh, have I? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know about. I can remember it being awkward the first time we ever went to a strip club.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was pretty awkward, but, I got over that one pretty quickly.
I got over it quickly too, but it was one of those
Yeah,
things
like when we walked in because we'd never been in one before. and
we didn't know
saw this
shit
back
about
room,
strip
and
clubs.
It looked like they were just fucking in the back room.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're like,
I was having a miniature anxiety attack,
like,
thinking, "Can I deal with this shit right now?"
did I bring enough money? And remember we brought all ones, and it turns out that was completely useless to us.
Well, we were going off of like movies.
Yeah.
And so we didn't
Exclusively
off of movies. So we decided we were going to go to the local Deja Vu. And we were like, okay, what do we need at strip clubs? We need singles. So we stopped by Target at the time where we worked, and we like exchanged our money for singles.
We each got like $100 worth of singles.
Yeah. We weren't like high rollers or anything.
No.
$100 was steep for us back then. $100 like stretched a month back then.
Yeah, we really did not do a lot. Pretty much all of our money was invested in gas and occasionally going to Subway.
Gas, Subway, schemes, and weapons. That was it.
Yep. That was it. And the schemes were pretty, like spaced out. So
yeah,
it was
and they
pretty
weren't
easy to-
expensive schemes either. They were
Not significantly, no. I mean, at the time they seemed like they were, but in retrospect, it's like, no, I can pull 4 of those schemes every week.
right. But yeah, so we decided we were going to go to the strip club. Now I had never even heard of what. I didn't know anything about a lap dance.
I thought lap dance happened at the table.
Yeah, I thought it did too, but I didn't really know what it entailed.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, kind of knew, but kind of didn't know.
Pretty much I was going off what I saw in the movie Striptease.
And I didn't even see that as much. And yes, in striptease, they don't really get into the nitty gritty.
No, it's not actually like going to a strip club.
The beauty of the lap dance at all.
Yeah, well, every state's got different rules, so ours
That's
is just
true.
a little more lenient than others.
Yeah, well, people don't know. In Michigan, Deja Vu, they don't serve alcohol, so they're a totally nude club.
Also open until 4 a.m.
Open till 4 a.m. Absolutely.
Because they don't serve alcohol. They can do that.
Yep. So we get in there, and we are kind of like deer in headlights type. And then we got our lap dances, and after that, we were pretty much addicted.
Oh, yeah. I blew literally all of my graduation money there. All of it.
You're talking to 2 people that they haven't been on a date. I hadn't hold hands with a woman. The most sexual experience I had was being chased around a basement by some guy's dick. So, yeah. So, it was very new. But you know what? I look back. Those are some of the fondest memories I ever had.
Oh, Dusty.
That's right. Good old Dusty, Montana. What was the other one? Zoe was, I remember, a personal favorite of mine.
Kelly for the couple of times she was there that I went.
Yep.
That was definitely near the end of our time going there.
Yeah.
Because after a while, we started realizing, it's like, wait a minute, how much money might I pay for someone to sit on my lap for a total of 12 minutes?
The math and the arithmetic started to really catch up.
Every day was a buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you realize you got literally nothing out of it.
And we're still not
Except
getting laid
maybe
at
you
this
gotta
point. I mean, we're
wash your pants. I guess.
Yeah. It was a long time. We still hadn't and pop the old cherries, so to speak. So they had us psychologically hooked because they were kind of like, and we're young and we're like, man, this is really
we're
this
very
is the only
stupid,
place
too.
we can go.
But it seemed really cool at the time too.
Oh, it was like an event. It was like every time we went, it was like a life event.
It gave me some of my best memories, like the creepy guy.
Yes. As we brought the back to the beginning of the show, the slow clapping.
Yeah, okay. Okay, can I tell the story?
Tell the story.
Okay. It was actually, I want to say it might have been the Kelly girl was dancing that time. And this place was full nude, so top and bottomless. If you serve alcohol in Michigan, you can only be topless. So there's this old guy, creepy looking old guy. I mean, like when we go there, we'd get nicely dressed. We treat it like we were going out to somewhere where we didn't want to embarrass ourselves because we were very easily embarrassed at the time. So we always try to be the least creepy looking ones there. It turns out once you get older, you lose that.
You lose
affinity.
the ability.
Yeah. So you get this guy there, old guy, creepy, wearing like just rundown clothes, like they came from a construction site. And he's sitting there. Normally, all the seats are around a table. He's removed his table, so he's just sitting at his seat, staring directly at the stage. No one in front of him. And his girl's dancing, and they're playing the music. And there's one part where she takes off her panties, and when she does that, she does that and bends over, he just goes into this super slow clap. And I mean, it was loud because this guy clearly,
and no one else was clapping.
Oh yeah, no one.
It was
in fact, the place
silent.
was pretty quiet because I think it might have been a transition between songs at that point.
Yeah,
or maybe it was just a lull in the song. I don't know.
And I don't remember. It wasn't really that crowded that day.
Oh, it was. Yeah, that's why he had a clear view and he was able to sit with no table in front of him because it was, it wasn't a busy day. We didn't always go there necessarily on a Friday or Saturday during peak times. We were like, hey, why don't we go there where we won't have to deal with a lot of other Asians? There are always Asians there. Go to any strip club. There's a contingent everywhere. All right, well, anyways, back to the story. And, okay, she bends over, and he just goes.
The slow clap.
And, by the way, you'd think that was just like 3 or 4 claps. No. This went on for a good 45 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
Of a clap every few seconds. And these were definitely loud claps. Just boom. And I mean, it was so weird.
It was so weird, and to this day, every time something weird or creepy happens, we always go into the slow clap.
And also, you looked at him, it wasn't like he was cheering or anything. Dead look on his face.
Dead eyes. Serious. He had the dead eyes.
Yeah, he's just like completely serious, just focused. Like he was trying to transmit his enthusiasm to her through the claps. That's his only way of communicating. He has no like vocal cords or anything. He doesn't have affect to his face.
Nope.
Nothing.
Just a stone cold pervert.
And you remember the guy that went there that had like CP or something who pushed the one girl off the stage?
That was fucking crazy.
It's because they would come up to the stage. You could get the counter dances. And you'd put like $1 in, they'd rub their boobs in their face or something.
Yeah, they would either hug you or rub their boobs in your face.
Or, maybe they'd like smash their crotch in your face like uncomfortably
Depends.
hard.
If they were feeling extra creative, they would like do a flip thing where they'd like go upside down and like bump your nose in their snatch or some crazy nonsense.
Yeah, just give you all kinds of facial VD. It's all right. Well, anyways, we're sitting there one day and there was, they had brought someone there that had a physical disability or possibly also a mental one. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly what his condition was, but he was clearly messed up. But, everyone seemed cool with it, and so did the stripper. And she went over there to kind of, give him a little dance because, she's being nice. All right, well, getting back to our original topic, MMA.
Yeah, by the way, there was some crazy.
Actually going to be a more entertaining fight, although one that Conor McGregor is much more likely to win.
Yeah.
Although honestly, I think Nate Diaz is a solid underdog bet. I heard that McGregor's opening up 3-1 on him.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be a good time to go in on Diaz. Diaz has height and reach on him, and his boxing skills are top notch. The only problem I see is he has shown a considerable weakness to kicking, but he has shown good counters to it. But McGregor's kicks are so good. Also, with Diaz taking this on short notice, I mean, just who knows? And also, the fight will be contested at 170 pounds, not 155, which is now 2 weight classes up from Conor McGregor usually fights.
Yeah.
Which, if it's at 145, now he's fighting at 170, so, do the math. He's going up in weight.
Right.
But Nate Diaz is normally a 155 fighter, so the size difference should not be that huge in reality.
I wonder how much Nate cuts to get to 155.
Nate cuts a good amount, because I know he moved up to 170 at one point because he did not like to cut to 155.
Yeah.
And he's already a super athletic, healthy guy to begin with. So, I have to assume, we look at him when he fights, he is so lean that I have to assume it's a pretty hard cut for his height and reach. But I think height and reach is going to be exactly what plays in his favor.
I think I might take that bet. I think I might go Nate.
I would recommend it. I would highly recommend it. I'm not necessarily picking Nate to win, which
sure
I am actually. No, actually, I'm going to because I'm going to bet money to get with Irish Gary on it, which I'm sure he'll take because he had money on him for against Dos Anjos too.
Oh, okay.
Which I was looking forward to taking because I need to recoup my losses from that Aldo fight. Yeah, but I think it's going to be a real exciting fight. But here's a few things that surprised me. Number one. They're keeping it as the main event, which is, here's why that's unusual. There is another title fight on the card. I know
is there?
Marked the first time that they are going to put a non-title fight over a title fight, because I don't think this is for their interim title or anything like that. I think this is just a straight fight at this point. In fact, I know it's not because they're not contesting at 155. So that is very unusual and goes highly against everything that the UFC has done prior. I actually don't like that. But the only thing I do like about that fact is that we know it'll be 5 rounds then, which I think could really play in Nate Diaz's favor if he's in shape, which he generally is. But then again, he's not going to be in fight shape. He's not going to be in his, when he's going into a fight kind of shape.
That's true, too.
So even though he'll be in good shape, I don't know how good of shape he'll be in, which I'm going to get McGregor's got kind of lucky with that in the past. Something happened with Mendez. Mm-hmm. He took on Mendez and Mendez gassed out during the second round, which I've seen Mendez go. I'm pretty sure he's gone 5 rounds before. I could be wrong. Maybe he's only gone 3 rounds.
Well, Diaz brothers,
3 rounds.
They're always doing these, these long bike rides, triathlons, and all this. So I feel like their shape is probably better than most people's on a, in between fights kind of thing.
I would pretty much guarantee that.
So I don't know how much that will play a role, but it's
and a couple of fighters who turned down the fight were Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar.
Okay, yeah.
Which I can see why they turned down the fight. It's high risk, low reward.
Right.
Because it wouldn't be for the title. Because they would not be contesting at 145. And not only that, they both be taking it on short notice, which would definitely play into the hands of Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
They'll give him an advantage just going into the fight. And cutting down to that weight, they're both, Frankie Edgar and Jose Aldo are both big 145ers. They're still both smaller than Conor McGregor. He has to cut more weight than them.
No, that's true.
So, fighting 145, I think, works out in their favor, actually. So I can see why they both turned it down. Obviously, Dana White did the usual post-fight shaming thing, like, they didn't want to take the fight. Luckily, Nate Diaz did. Nate Diaz ain't no bitch. And he also said, Cowboy Cerrone wanted the fight. BJ Penn wanted the fight. But he thought Diaz was the best choice, which doesn't shock me.
Should have given it to BJ.
I think Diaz is a much better fight.
I just want to see BJ Penn back.
Oh, he is coming back.
I know.
He's supposed to fight, I believe, Nick Lentz.
But I just Lentz is who he's supposed to fight.
Which will be a good fight. I like Nick Lentz.
I just think that if BJ were to come back and beat Conor McGregor, he would have a resurgence.
That would be a fucking coup.
Yeah.
That would be huge.
I could see it. I could totally see it happening.
Yeah. Okay, at that point, if he did that, he should just retire again.
Yeah.
Go out on fucking top and not the way that you did.
Right.
With that weird performance against Frankie Edgar where he's doing that tiptoe boxing. He was boxing with his feet 2 inches from each other. It was weird. It was like he was trying out for Fantasia or something, and the fight broke out. I don't know. It was so odd, his fighting style in that fight. He was like, it all worked in training. Who the fuck were you fighting?
Yeah, there was definitely some bizarre stuff going on there, but I don't know. I guess when you're sitting there trying to figure out how the hell to beat, Frankie, how to keep this show alive.
I can think of a few people that figured out how to beat Frankie.
Yeah, yeah, but BJ seemed to not have that combination with him.
Oh no, well, people got bigger, stronger, more athletic. He got weaker, slower, and older. You know what happens?
Right. How old is he?
BJ Penn?
Yeah.
He's got to be in his mid to late 30s.
Yeah. He's not like too bad.
No. He's not like he's not Randy Couture or anything.
Right.
I don't know his exact age.
Good old Randy. Ain't any like him anymore.
Nope.
So, did you watch Hoist Gracie beat Ken Shamrock?
That was like the worst event ever. And the worst part is they had some good fights on that card, and none of them were promoted. I'm trying to remember who else fought on that card because they actually had some really good fights. Like all the fights prior to that were pretty damn good. They had they had this one. They had a couple of Hispanic guys fight each other. I'm blanking on their names. They're in the lower weight class, like 145, 155, something like that.
Okay.
I want to say one of them was Sanchez, and the other one, God, I feel like an ass because I'm blanking on all their names right now.
Sanchez, Martinez,
Gutierrez.
Start throwing out Spanish names.
Yeah, and the other one's last name started with like a P or something. I don't fucking remember. Either way, that was a really good fight then, I thought. One fighter had a lot of control. The other fighter had a lot of like good moves. Going for a lot of submissions, good striking, ended with a pretty good finish. There's a lot going on. But then you had like Kimbo versus Dada, which is possibly like the worst fight I've ever seen.
Well, didn't some shit happen with his heart at the end or something? There was some speculation that his heart like stopped or something when he got knocked out.
Who speculated this?
A couple people. I saw it on a couple of news sources. Was that maybe bunk?
Probably. I got to say I haven't heard about anything happening where.
Yeah, it was one of those medical rumor things. I don't know if there was any credence to it. I just saw it a few different places.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even look like he got knocked out cold or anything. I mean, he got exhausted and he mostly just fell down out of exhaustion more than anything. I don't think he wanted to fight. I mean. Look at those two. I mean, halfway through the first round, they both wanted to take a nap.
Right.
It was
they're not your
shameful
two most
the worst part is
that
Kimbo actually looks like he's in pretty good shape. He came out there and he looked pretty good for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy just looked like he was, a real big guy and he had some strength. Kimbo was mounting him. He was able to hold him down there, but it was clear neither one of them had much skill, especially Dada. He had no skill. But he had a good chin. I mean, Kimbo really laid into him with some good punches and he was able to take them. By the second round, neither one of them had anything left in their arms. Neither one of them really had anything for takedowns. And just, I mean, you thought maybe at least Kimbo would start throwing elbows or something, try to get a cut going when he got on top.
Nothing, huh?
No, nothing. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. It was embarrassing to watch.
Really?
Yeah. Then you had Gracie versus Shamrock.
Yeah, take people through that one.
Okay. They come out. It's super boring. Gracie knees Shamrock in the balls, then knees him in the face. Shamrock falls to the ground like a little girl going, "Oh, my balls, my balls, my balls." Well, don't get me wrong. I get it. I mean, it was a little bit of a delayed reaction after he hit him in the balls, but he clearly struck him in the balls. It was a direct hit. It wasn't a glancing blow.
Gotcha.
It was straight to the nuts. But then he hit him with another knee to the face after that. So it looked like he got knocked down by the knee to the face, which he didn't because that was a grazing knee.
Uh-huh.
And then when he fell down, he was holding his junk. He fell down and goes, "Oh, my junk, my junk." And literally he's screaming that, both hands on his junk. And then Gracie kind of mounts him, starts hitting him, but he's just not doing anything to defend himself. Gracie's barely hitting him. And
those little taps that they do?
A little bit more than that, but not much on him. I mean, he's not really hurting Shamrock. So then the ref hops in there, stops the fight, TKO, because the ref, even though when they showed a replay, the ref is directly, he could not have had a better view for that nut shot if he tried. The refs in Florida are terrible. Everything about Florida is terrible. But the refs are just the worst, which got proved again in this fight. The fight, he should have been given a break for his nut shot, but then again, it was one of those things you're supposed to defend yourself at all times. He thought he could get the breakage for that, which he should have gotten, but he didn't. And he's not the first fighter to get hit in the nuts and for it not to get noticed.
Right.
And he's been around too long in the game to really use, I thought they'd stop it for me. No, you knew what the fuck was going on. And then Gracie's super proud of that win. It's not even like he defends what happened. He just ignores that it ever happened. He's just like, I'm the greatest. I won that fight with my dominance. And it's like, no, you need him in the balls and then got a bad stoppage. I mean, even if you discount the knee to the balls, it was still a shitty stoppage.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a terrible fight with a terrible
Bellator,
ending, full of controversy, and made me dislike Hoist Gracie even more. Which, if you remember, I used to be Hoist Gracie's biggest fan.
You were it. There was no one touting Hoist Gracie more than...
Well, after a while, you start realizing just how delusionally arrogant the Gracies are for most of the Gracies. I'm a huge fan of Henzo still, and several of the other Gracies. But, Henzo is, as far as I'm concerned, the best Gracie ever. Hoist just lives in a fantasy land.
Yeah.
Never really evolved his skills. He didn't look good in this fight. He was, I guess, technically winning it because he was throwing some leg kicks, but weak leg kicks.
Well, a lot of the Gracies
didn't come in at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he just wasn't doing any. He was just. It looked like was it Shamrock versus Severn or whatever? The dance.
They're fighting again.
Are they?
Yeah.
Shamrock and Severn.
Yeah.
I mean, Shamrock got booked for another fight after those last
tribute to champions, whatever promotion that's for.
Probably Titan FC or maybe Legacy Fighting.
Yeah, I thought Severn retired. I guess if there's
to fight Shamrock, isn't that pretty much still being retired?
That's true. Good old Ken. But yeah, the Gracies, there's some of them that are still very into the all you need is jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu's all you need. You don't need
Gracie
any of these
still
other
looks like
things.
a cancer patient. I wonder if we get popped for steroids again.
Yeah, he did get popped a little while back.
When he fought Sakuraba. Yeah, when he fought a brain-dead Sakuraba and eked out a split decision, I believe.
Yeah.
And then that got turned to a no contest because he got popped for steroids in that fight.
Yep.
Which is weird because he's tiny and weak.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was on steroids, but
whereas it did not look like
maybe
Sakuraba had a full.
Maybe he normally looks like Helio Gracie. That just made him look a little more normal. He typically looked like an 80-year-old man, but
yeah. Oh God, that was yeah. It was I mean, that's the kind of thing that makes Bellator look like a second-rate organization.
Yeah, freak fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is not Pride. You're not fighting Japan. That is not the audience you're bringing in. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is the only audience they're bringing in. Maybe they're a freak fight organization. But, I mean, they got, they recently bought up Ben Henderson. I mean, that's a huge get. That's going to be the biggest fighter on their entire roster.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Well, good for Benson. I mean, he's probably getting some good cash out of that. Big fish, small pond.
Right. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one.
He's fighting at 170, which is one of their weaker divisions. So, I think he should be able to take the title. At lightweight, it'd be a little bit iffier because Bellator has a surprisingly strong lightweight division.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah. God, and who else is fighting? Oh, yeah, Phil Davis, who I thought was going to get the immediate title shot against the light heavyweight champion there. Wait, where's Phil Davis, light heavyweight champion there?
Shit, I don't even remember. I don't know what Phil Davis is doing. Haven't really followed.
He recently submitted Emmanuel Newton in Bellator.
Right.
I mean, he just destroyed him. I mean, he looked really good in his Bellator fight so far. But, it's one of those things.
I'll bet he did, damn it. Yeah. Good old Phil Davis. Trying to think what the hell else has been going on around here. Not too much. We had our big snow today. Yeah, woo! A few inches. But we did have that badass weekend. In Michigan, when you can have a weekend where it's 60 degrees out, that's a pretty fucking good weekend.
Yes, it is.
Did you take advantage? Did you do anything? Or did you piss it away?
Pissed it away.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
Had you said you did something, I would have been very disappointed.
Oh, that's right. Liam McGreary. God, how can I not know that? We've seen him fight live.
Lee Murray.
Liam McGreary, we saw him win his fight when he came here to Michigan.
That's right. Yeah.
God, who did he fight here in Michigan?
Oh, fuck, dude. I have no idea.
Fuck, I'm blanking on it. But I remember it was a pretty big fight, and it was a good fight, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam just dominated and won. He recently submitted Tito Ortiz. I thought his next fight was going to definitely be against Phil Davis, but it's not. Phil Davis is going to fight, I guess, King Mo. And King Mo's been fighting at heavyweight. How they handle their weight division is just screwy as shit. I mean, I like Bellator because it's more MMA, but
Yeah.
man, they irritate me sometimes. I swear to God.
Don't irritate Burgowski. He doesn't like it when he's irritated.
Yeah, you won't like me when I'm irritated.
That's my Hulk.
I become
the best I got.
The chalk.
The chalk.
Yeah, I'm big like the Hulk, but I'm made out of chalk. So in reality, I can't bump into things. I break very easily, and also give my extra strength at that point. I mean, I just can't move. I mean, because if I touch like anything, I'm dead. It's a horrible, horrible disease.
Well, we got like 9 minutes left, but I know you want to talk about Flint. Kalamazoo.
Oh, that's right.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, yeah, Flint.
I say Flint,
water.
yeah, water, great. Kalamazoo, killer, great.
Yeah, because it's such a crazy story. One of my coworkers from Kalamazoo, and she brings it up to me on like Monday, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I didn't know either when the first person told me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because I wasn't watching the news over the weekend. I was mostly drinking. So, and also I don't have like a normal TV at the moment.
Yeah, me neither.
So unless somehow they made a Netflix documentary out of it already, I don't know about it.
I know nothing of what happens in the world.
And by the way, in case anyone's wondering, I finally finished Making a Murderer.
They did.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Good job. It only took a month.
It took longer than that, actually. I wish it only took a month. Well, anyways, yeah, so this Uber driver goes crazy, kills 6 people, and he goes from like one place killing people to another place killing people to another place trying to kill people, but he fails on a few of them.
Okay.
And in between, he's picking people up.
So
he's
just
giving them normal rides.
He's still taking his fares.
Yes. He's not hurting those people or anything. And according to the people he gave rides to, seemed perfectly calm and normal.
Oh, I'm wondering if they gave him 5-star ratings.
Actually,
you gotta rate your Uber driver.
I think they did because he had like a 4.7 average rating.
See,
on
now
Uber.
he could use that in court as some sort of.
Yeah, I got a lot of character witnesses. Look, clean and professional.
Absolutely.
Friendly and a good conversationalist. He shot me 4 times, but I didn't die. Now I'm in the hospital.
Yeah,
2
that
stars.
guy, you're not going to get a good rating from him. But
actually, I think it was a 14-year-old girl, but yes.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. But, I wonder if a lot of politicians are now going to jump on this. And now, people have already been very iffy about Uber, and there's such a strong lobbying group for cab companies.
Well, there is. Actually, that is a good point. But I don't think that this will even hurt it because, in reality, the Uber experience was as good as ever. Yeah. The fact that he worked for Uber had nothing to do with his crazy chain of murders.
No, it certainly didn't.
And Orford is like married, 2 children, no reports of mental problems, supposed to be very normal. He wasn't, a loner. People didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a decent family man. Still no reasoning given for why he did it. He turned himself in eventually, I believe, or he gave himself over to the cops at least without a fight. So he didn't kill himself or suicide by cop or anything like that. I mean, it's
so
just
fucking
a weird situation.
Makes no sense.
He went to a car dealership. He killed a father and son. He went to like a parking lot outside of like a school or something and shot 4 old women.
He's like Patrick Bateman. He just had to kill a lot of people.
I just had to kill a lot of people.
He pulled a Bateman. He just snapped and just starts fucking killing folks.
I made some videos. Some of the girls have seen those videos. I ate some of their brains. I even tried to cook a little.
Yeah, it's just, man, what just makes somebody wake up?
So, call me.
I'll be at Nell's bar. Or wherever the fuck he said he was
Just
be.
say no. Jesus.
Great movie, American Psycho.
If
For
you
anybody who
haven't
hasn't
seen it,
you need to make a
I
point to
think
see
it made Christian Bale's career. Most people say Batman or any of his other notable works. I say no.
That put him on the radar.
American Psycho with a close second being Shaft. Nameless white villain number 1.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, what I don't know. What is your any speculation at all
Oh, God,
as to
I
what
see
the
that.
possibilities could be?
Honestly, I think the guy just wanted to kill some people. I don't even know what else to say.
Maybe just covered up a lot of psychosis. Maybe it's been going on, but he's just so good at hiding it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. I mean, think about how often we act weird, and taken out of context,
Oh,
a lot
God,
of our
yeah.
behavior could be seen as serious issues.
Oh, for sure.
So maybe it's one of those things that a lot of people just thought like some of his stuff was him being joking or weird or just kind of overlooked until finally it all came to a head, and you're like,
oh,
"Ooh,
right.
that would explain all the pictures."
Yeah, that would explain his wallpaper filled with Bible verses. Yeah.
Yeah, that would explain the odd porn with all the eyes cut out.
I know. I bet he was addicted to porn too. That's why
I bet him and
Terry
Terry Crews
Crews
are
wanted to
best
get in
friends.
on this, kind of get on the road to recovery. He didn't want to pull an Uber driver over here.
Yeah. And I like one of his last fares that he took. They actually called Uber because they were in downtown Kalamazoo. They'd heard about the shootings, and they said, "Oh, let's take Uber. I don't think it's safe to walk the streets right now." And that was the guy that picked him up. And then when they got in there, he said that it was him, like his wife, and like his sister or something like that. He sat in the front seat. They sat in the back, and he jokingly said to the guy like, "Hey, I hope you're not the shooter or anything." And the guy's letting him go, No, I'm not. And he said the guy seemed perfectly calm, like straight-faced and calm the whole time. Very polite, dropped them off normally, did what they asked. He said that it seemed like a normal ride.
He says to the killer, "I hope you're not the shooter," and he goes, "Ha ha, I'm not." Oh, man, how close you came to be a fucking grease spot.
Yep.
Oh my God. But you know what, people, man, it's one thing to come close to being killed, because I think it happens to people every day. They just don't know about it, fractions of a second. But still, man, to know that you could have just, that guy's a fucking murderer. He's just killed a shit ton of people that day.
Innocent people, children, old women. I mean, clearly wasn't aiming for any specific group.
No, just... Oh, man. Well, it'd be interesting to see what kind of, I don't know if they psychologically profile this guy now or try to sit down with him and come up with some fucking rationale.
I just want to hear the reason. Like,
there may
even
not
his
be.
reason.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I saw like videos of him. It's like, why'd you do it? I'd prefer not to answer that question. And it'll be like things that he's...
Dude, you're already busted for like a bunch of murders. Like, you're not ever going to see the light of day. You might as well just fucking come clean. Like, what difference does it make? Are we going to say, "Oh, I'm pleading the fifth for my case"? Like, get the fuck out of here. Shit. Well, we got 1 minute left, Burgowski.
Okay.
Anything particular? 1 minute?
I've seen Deadpool 3 times, and we'll see it at least one more.
Okay. It was a
Fucking
damn
love it.
good movie.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites, actually.
Rated R movie. Because of this movie, even though they claim that's not the reason, Wolverine 3 is set to be rated R. Okay. And not only that, Batman vs. Superman, while it will come out PG-13 to theaters, they are planning on releasing a rated R version of it once it comes to Blu-ray and DVD.
And they were afraid to go with that rating to alienate so many people.
I think that for that particular movie, Batman vs. Superman, you have a large number of younger people that want to see it.
Yeah.
And so I think that would have hurt them to some degree, and a lot of like mothers that want their children to go see it, things of that nature. Yep. So I believe that is the right choice to release that one as PG-13. Sure. But like for instance, movies like Deadpool, movies I think like Wolverine 3, definitely are movies that can, really make it as a rated R movie. I think a lot of people, because of things like Judge Dredd and Kick-Ass and things like that, movies that did not do well based off comic books that were rated R, they thought that you can't make a rated R comic book movie and make money. But Deadpool in 2 weeks is already the highest grossing X-Men movie ever. It crushed every other movie from the X-Men universe. It's probably going to be one of the higher grossing superhero movies ever. I mean, it probably won't be in the top 5 necessarily, but it'll likely make the top 10. I know it's in the top 10 highest grossing opening weekends for any superhero movie. It's at a bunch of it's the highest grossing opening weekend for a rated R movie ever and things of that nature. So, I mean, I think they showed that for the right kind of comic books because Deadpool had a very large fan following. Things like Kick-Ass, things like Judge Dredd didn't really have much. Like, they were cult classics.
Right.
But generally, when you're a cult classic, it means you don't have mainstream support. Deadpool had cult following and mainstream following. So, I mean, he's arguably the most popular character in the X-Men universe at the moment. They made a movie, even though it took a lot of liberties with his actual story based on the comic books. The core of what Deadpool's like, what his comics like, what his characters like, that was all there. I mean, that really felt like a Deadpool movie. Even though, like with the old blind woman, with Weasel, with his girl, those weren't things you saw in the comics, really.
Right.
The old woman was his prisoner, not like a woman that's living with him. Weasel was his tech genius, not his bartender / the guy that ran the bar he hung out at.
Right.
There were obviously some changes they made to it, but I don't think that they really hurt it at all because, Ryan Reynolds made an amazing Deadpool, and I think the storyline and his character stayed very true to the Deadpool character, and that's what people loved about it.
Mike, that was the geekiest representation of a movie I've ever fucking heard. You even used "stay true" to his character.
Yes. Well, they did.
I fucking love it. I love you, Burgowski. I wouldn't have it any other way. Dude, we're signing off.
All right.
We got next week. We have music artist Randall Neiman coming on the fucking show to join us.
Randall Neiman.
You're gonna find out
All
next
right.
fucking week,
I
buddy.
will find out with everyone else. All anywhere between 4 and 15 viewers.
Absolutely. All right, we're out of here. Burgowski, take it the fuck away.
Good night and good luck.